Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. This is Mark, a.k.a. the Ministry Dude. Of course, I've been called a couple other things too, but we'll go with the Ministry Dude for now. Oh, there's the little doggy. Hi there, Molly. Today's the last Sunday of the year, so I'm going to do a little bit more reading from through the Bible. I'll leave a link so everybody can pick up a copy of it. It's a pretty exciting program. I can't wait for everybody to try it. I got these new headsets here. They got them fancy lights on the side. And I'll tell you one thing about them. My wife don't like them because I can't hear her talking now. Boy, these are a God saver. Hi, dear. I love you. All right. We're going to read a little bit more from through the Bible. They break this down into wording where you can understand it better. And it makes it a lot easier to comprehend. So let's read a little bit from it, shall we? And we'll kind of conclude for the year. And then on Wednesday, the 1st of January, 2025, we're going to start right from the beginning of this. Right? The January 1st piece is long, really long, so I'm just going to read a little bit of it on January 1st. And then we'll all buy copies of it. I've got a copy already. I'm talking about y'all out there. Yeah, I know. I've been down south too long. I got the y'all now. There's my friend Jesus. Look at. And then, of course, the wife's got all her chickens around here. And we never have to buy eggs again. We got so many chickens around here. All right, let's do a little reading from this here. We're going to do a little background for the book of Proverbs. The date of writing of this is probably 968 to 940 BC. We believe the year of Solomon's request for wisdom was 968 BC. The last 10 years of his life were years of spiritual decline, leading to what many consider to be spiritual apostasy by the time of his death. It seems likely that he would have put the wisdom of the Proverbs to writing in between his request for wisdom and the beginning of his failing ways. See, that's just like a lot of us, people will go to church and they'll worship and everything, but they still, they get away from spirituality and they get away from what's godly and good in life, and I just don't know. I mean, we're all capable of sin. We're all capable of anything, really. But, we try to be good. Sometimes temptation gets in the way. I know. It happens to even the best of us. But the date of these events, most of Proverbs probably covers the time from creation until the beginning of Solomon's spiritual descent. Somewhere around 4177 BC to 940 BC. Somewhere within that time period. When Solomon asked for what was granted special wisdom, God did something special in his mind and heart. The author believes that wisdom is knowledge applied. To be aware of things is to know. To put that knowledge to practical use is to be wise. This is what Solomon gained. Wisdom. It is unlikely, however, that all or most of the wisdom found in Proverbs originated with Solomon. The people of society learned as they live, and the Hebrews were no different. Israel is known as a nation of people which grasps wisdom and never lets it go. Therefore, we can believe that much of the wisdom Solomon put to pen existed for centuries among the nation, and that he collated it into written, systematic form. Because the Hebrews were students of life, they drew conclusions from life's events and formed the conclusions into proverbial sayings. Thus, a good portion of the book's content could be said to have occurred from creation until Solomon. Now, the author is Solomon. chapters 1 through 24, with chapters 25 to 29 recorded by the men of King Hezek, Agur, chapter 30, and King Lemuel's mother, Lemuel's. Some of these names are hard to pronounce for me. This book background will only speak about Solomon. I'll go into a little bit about his birth here. Born to King David and Bathsheba in 988 BC, following the death of their illegitimate son, Solomon was greatly loved by the Lord at his birth and was given an alternate name of Jedediah, a name which has the Yahweh component in it. He was pronounced king at age 18 years of age, shortly before David's death, and was given the task of constructing the first temple, which required 7 years for its completion. He also built a magnificent governing structure for himself, a project requiring 13 years for its completion. One half of his 40-year reign was consumed by these two projects. He was busy building instead of governing. That might be what happened. He also greatly expanded the physical terrain of his kingdom, which has never been equaled. Additionally, he ushered in a period of wealth for the nation which has never been equaled. Excuse me, got to have a little go-go juice there. One of Solomon's character traits, as is often the case with many who achieved remarkable earthly success, is that he was a compromiser or an appeaser. Scripture tells us he had 700 wives and 300 concubines, but lists only one son, Rehoboam, and 2 daughters. One would think that with such a harem, it would produce an enormous line of offspring, but apparently not so. Solomon's marriages were for political expediency, not for companionship or heritage. He married the daughters of foreign rulers, which were many during that time, as a means of securing non-hostility and cooperation of the rulers. That plan worked in creating political accommodation. It failed in securing spiritual fidelity. Scripture said it was his wives who led him into spiritual decline. He was only 58 years old at his death. That's all we're going to talk about today. I encourage everybody to pick up a copy of Through the Bible. I'll leave a link to on the video here. I lost my train of thought there for a second. This is Mark, the ministry dude, saying thanks for watching the video today, and I hope you all have a blessed year and have a happy new year. And we'll talk to you again January 1. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.